What's up, guys? Look, Saints Row 5 is an open world game, but let's not kid ourselves. The missions and the activities are crucial, maybe, the most important parts of the game in order for it to be fun and successful, let's be honest. So I just want to talk about my personal ideas for missions and activities, stuff that I want to see come to fruition, because we're going to be spending so much time doing these activities and these missions and even diversions. So they might as well be awesome. First up, I want the original diversions to come back, like ambulance, taxi, the firefighter one. Things like that are just really fun and things that we'd love to do. Like, think of the ambulance one going to revive people. It's small. It's a diversion. It's not a big activity. It's super fun. Or even the one where you got to put out fires. Like, this is really fun stuff. You could add a police one maybe where you got to go arrest people when you get in a police car. I know there's fuzz. But fuzz it's weird, man. It's different. So maybe you could have like a police diversion, something like that. Maybe an underwater diversion. You know what I mean? Like when you get in the water at some point, maybe you can get in scuba gear and you have to go retrieve gear or scout out fish or something like that. That's really original to really add more life to the game. And if you think about it, like that's so important to make sure that you can have things like this, because or else you're just going to be driving around in some city for who knows how long, bored. So you need stuff like this in order to spice it up. If you guys saw my wishlist video, you saw people talking about different activities, and I really like some of them. Like somebody mentioned a drinking game. I love that. Drinking contest as an activity, and then maybe you have to complete some tasks drunk. Not driving, obviously, because you don't want to encourage that, but other tasks, drunk, that would be cool, or something around a drinking contest. And dodgeball would be super fun. I think that's a really cool one. I know it's kind of childish, it's for children, but you know what? That would be fun. Maybe dodgeball with the balls are on fire or something. That's something that Saints Row would do. Even old school Saints Row would have wacky stuff like that. Think of trailblazing and activities like that. So I don't think that's a stretch to have an activity where you could play dodgeball where the balls are on fire. I think that's a great idea. I also want to see Fight Club and Demolition Derby make a return. Those are my two favorites, that one and Crowd Control. So I'd love to see those two make a return. And another person also in my video made a comment about a food fight. Again, childish, but would be super fun. So is Septic Avenger. That's not exactly a mature activity, so I think a food fight would be great. And you should also bring back Septic Avenger. I would love to see Fight Club, Septic, and Demolition Derby, because I think those are the most fun activities in Saints Row. What are your guys' favorites? Let me know, because I want to know your favorite activities. Maybe make a top 3 or top 5 in the comments. I'd love to know favorite activities in the Saints Row franchise. An idea I've seen floating around in my comments is that they're going to make Steelport and Stillwater in the next Saints Row game. And I've seen a lot of people shooting it down. But you know what? Honestly, I'm not shooting it down too much, because they did Saints Row the Third Remastered. They say, hey, we got Steelport here. Of course, they would need to reskin it and add a bunch of new stuff. But having Steelport and Stillwater, look, it's a stretch. Let's get that clear. But it's not as much of a stretch as you might think. So if they were to do that, I saw someone mention that Stillwater could be more gritty, serious, old school for the old school fans, and Steelport, obviously, wackier for the new school fans. Then you could somewhat please both sides of fans, right? And, the player could, if he's like, this is getting too wacky for me, I want gritty, down-to-earth Saints Row, you go over to Stillwater whenever you want. And maybe an activity in Steelport could be Genki. You know what? I mean, I don't know how people feel about Genki. I haven't really asked you guys too much about it, but I kind of like it. You know what? I enjoyed Genki. And yes, it did get a little bit redundant at some point, but I really do think they can improve it and stop making it just about shooting. Always shooting. If they could add some diversity to it, I would love that. So Genki with a bit more variety, I would love that. Add some spice to that activity. Alright, and the next part that's super important, it's the missions. I mean, there's some classic Saints Row missions, but there's also some that are awful. You know what I mean? So for me, the number one thing that I want for the missions is variety. Look, Saints Row is based on shooting a bunch of people and blowing a bunch of stuff up. I'm fine with maybe 80% of the missions being that instead of the 96% that it's at now. Like, I love the Saints Row story, but some of the missions in every one of the games just got super redundant and repetitive at some point. And I know I appreciate Saints Row the Third, especially the Matt Miller, cyber missions with the where you turn into like the big monster, the toilet. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, I appreciate that for variety, but still, 90% of that mission was just shooting people. And I know the look is different, but again, you were just shooting people. I would appreciate some missions. I know stealth is not a Saints Row thing at all. Don't get me wrong. I know that's not really something the Saints Row is known for, but I would appreciate it. Maybe having to sneak into the police department. I know there's the police department mission in Saints Row 2, but having to sneak in there, steal some files or something. Maybe you have to pretend to be a cop. Pretending to put costumes on of some sort and having to do a mission where you don't have to just go in and kill everybody. You know what I mean? Add some variety there. You can add some missions with boats or around Fight Club or Demolition Derby. I know they've added this type of stuff before, but I want some more of it. Some stuff where there's some variety and it's different to just go here, shoot these people. Oh, he's driving away, try to kill him. Oh, you killed him, good job. You know what? I want some different stuff than that. And I'm not saying they haven't done it, but they haven't done enough of it for my taste in the missions. Like, think of missions where maybe you gotta go in and break somebody out of jail sneakily. Or you have to go explore an abandoned, pirate ship at the bottom of the ocean. You know what I mean? Or, I know they have the Gangsters in Space missions where you're filming a movie. But again, all the movie was just you shooting everybody. So if you could make a movie as part of a mission, then I would like it to have a bit more variety than it did with Gangsters in Space, where it's, okay, the scene is you just shoot all these people. You know what I mean? So if they could add some different variety there, I would absolutely love it. And some people don't like when the activities and the missions cross over. So you guys don't like it when you have to do activities as part of a mission. I don't really mind it, honestly. I know a lot of people want the activities and the missions separate, but I don't really mind, especially if the activities are fun. Like, don't make me do heli assault for a bunch of missions. So if they can add the fun activities like Demolition Derby, Fight Club, things like that, maybe some new fun ones as part of missions, I'd be down. Alright guys, that's all for me today. Remember, comment down below your top 3 or top 5 activities, and you can throw in your diversions in there if you want to, from the Saints Row franchise. I'd love to know. And if it's your first time here, make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I'm hoping for some more Saints Row content here. But as long as you guys are staying engaged and liking, commenting, and subscribing, I'm going to keep making them. I love interacting with you guys. As you've seen in my comments, I answer 95% of my comments. So keep it going. Love you guys. See you later.